Yeah, good morning, viewers. This is Shovan Babu Kurra. Today, our chief guest is Mr. Sadanandam Garu. He is a very good trainer of English. Today, sir will be give a good suggestion to how to crack the multinational company jobs and how to develop our communication skills within the short period of time. Which type of techniques we have to follow to develop our skills. The communication skills is very toughest job for us. So the toughest job how to we will crack within the span of time to get a job. This is today our program. So good morning, sir, how are you?
So, good morning, sir. I am fine. First of all, my heartiest congratulations and also thanks to Praja TV to conducting this program, which will be very useful to the students.
Thank you, sir, thank you.
Okay. Actually, in this program, I would like to say how to develop communication skills. Most of the students they worried about these communication skills, especially who came from this rural background. What's my present suggestion to them? First of all, they have to avoid their fear, and moreover, they have to realize one thing. And why? Because the why I am asking them to realize this one thing here. If you see some people who are dwelling in that native speakers of that English language, like American people, British people, Irish country people, they can speak this English language very easily without going to school. And even if we see our Telugu speaking people, else Tamil speaking people, Hindi speaking people also, without going to school, they can easily speak that English language very well. Then you have to realize one thing. Why don't you? Why don't you speak that English language? And here you have to remember one thing. Create the atmosphere to speak that English language and in the classroom and also at home and wherever you go. At that places also you have to create the atmosphere and you have to get the thorough practice because practice makes man perfect.
So how the students will leave the fear, how to overcome that?
Just only very simple things, sir. They have to get the good practice.
Which type of
By
technique they have
getting
to
the
follow?
practice and practice and practice only, they will lose their fear. For example, if you had a one new bike and had the petrol in it, if you don't know how to drive, and in the beginning while you are driving, and then automatically the fear will be in you. But when you started to driving, after getting some practice, automatically it will be very easy to you to drive that bike. Just in the same way, the language is also the same. We need not worry about that grammar. We need not worry about that language. When it is needed to be, automatically the language will come out. You have to speak out. You have to practice every time whenever you get a chance. By that one, automatically you will lose the fear.
So I heard one word about you in the 10th class. You failed your English. Then now you are very good at English and you are the trainer of English. So how is it possible to you? Which type of exercise you have doing in your previous life?
Very good question, sir. Actually, it is not only for me, and like me, many of the rural background students will be just like me. Actually, in the very beginning, in the intermediate, I just only passed with the 35 marks. In the second day also, I passed with that just only average marks. And then I got very doubt and also worried over that English language because most of the students they knew that English language skills very much, but for my sake I didn't have that good English knowledge. After completion of my degree, then I went to that Master of Commerce. After completion of that one, I went for the two interviews. One is Maheshwara Cooperative Bank and another is LSC ADO. I failed in these two interviews just only because of lack of English language skills. It's a genuine fact.
Okay.
Why? And then I had one thought. Why don't I learn this English language? Why don't I speak that English language? And I had one seed of thought in my brain. Then I went to that MA English. I got the good marks in entrance with that 86 marks in those time.
Wow.
I joined in that university, and by that time also, I didn't get that good language. But then after completion of that MA English, and then I joined one school to teach my students in a better manner. And then I little by little, I learned that one. I used to go to this class. I used to teach them on that way. Here, what's the fact here? When until I open my mouth to speak something else, I didn't learn that language. And it is a very common fact to all the people also. Until you open your mouth to speak out something, it's not at all possible to learn that language. Whatever the language it might be.
So student might be practice first of all.
Yes, practice makes only the perfect to them.
Perfect man.
Yes, if they don't have a practice, there will be no any chance to them. First of all, they have to remember one more thing also. So we can recollect that the words of that George Bernard Shaw. He repeatedly said about this word. In his book also, Spoken English and Broken English, said one thing. No one is perfect in English language. No one is perfect in English language because he is an Irish person. And though he came from that Irish background, he knew English very well because he was the native speaker of the English language. He said that thing. And even that American people, British people, Irish country people also cannot speak English exactly alike. He said one more thing also. And two Britishers, they cannot speak English exactly alike. And if it is the two British people who are dwelling in that Britain, who came from that native speakers of the English language, if it is not possible for them, how it is possible for the one common people or one common student from the rural background in our country to speak that English language exactly like them? It's not at all possible. The students, they never focus on the accent. They do not focus on the correct English. They have to speak that language only, however it might be. Whatever the accent it might be.
The sentence is the properly or not properly is not a matter. First of all, we should be speak.
Yes, we have to speak. We have to make them other people to understand our language. That is the most important thing.
We have to speak like
So the beginner who are not good at communication skills,
Okay.
the beginner, which type of exercise they have to do?
So beginners and learners and advanced people are not here. We have to really understand one thing. You see, beginners here only in our country, like Pakistan, India, Burma, Bangladesh, and who the people who are learning this English language as a second language. We are thinking we are the beginners of this English language. We are thinking we are the learners of that English language. We are thinking we are learning that English language in advanced manner. But you see about that American people, or else about British people, who are dwelling in that area, there were no any beginners, there were no advanced learners. Why were dividing these people as a beginners and advanced learners? We do not divide the people. Just only, though they were the beginners or the advanced learners, until for example, if you had the plenty of the knowledge in your brain, a tremendous treasure in your brain, if you don't extract that treasure from your brain, how it is useful for the other people?
Yes.
So they have to speak it out. They have to use that words out only to make the other people to understand. It's even to that advanced learners, even to that learner who completed their PhDs also. In our country, they are unable to speak the words in a proper way. So it's not depending on that education. It's depending on the people who speak them out.
Okay, sir. So my question to you. The one is the advanced learner.
Hmm.
Why you just now you have to say to me about why we divide the peoples to as a beginner and as an advanced learner.
Hmm.
So my question is, my intention is what the beginner peoples means the few
Learners.
students.
Hmm.
Few students are they coming from the rural background.
Hmm.
They're willing to speak something
Hmm.
in English.
Hmm.
But how to improve their communication skills, they can't. They didn't know how to which type of techniques they have to follow. You are just saying that first they have to open their mouth, then only definitely they will speak.
Hmm.
But before they have to speak the something, before the speaking they have to something. They have to know something. Like they have to follow the grammar, they have to follow the newspaper, they have to practice the mirror practice. That this type of techniques first something
Techniques are there.
without any basics, how the people are speaking, how
It's
they
a very,
open their
very,
mouth.
very good question. I will give the appropriate answer for this one. You see, in English language, there are 4 skills are there.
Okay.
Did you remember saying it is a LSRW? Listening skills, speaking skills, reading skills, and writing skills. Here, what we have to observe here, listening and speaking. For both these skills, we need not be any educated. Even that uneducated people also, they can listen something, they can speak something.
Speak something.
They can speak, they can listen, they can speak. And for these people, there is no any need of the education. So we cannot say these are all the learners. We cannot say these are all the beginners. And in case of this reading and writing skills, to read something, to write something, we should have learned something. And only for the educated people, they can read something. To read the one book, the educated people only they can read the book.
Yes.
To write something, the educated people only can write something. For these educated people, and they can read something, they can understand something, they can write something, they can communicate with their written communication with the other people. So that for these people, advanced learning is important. And to speak something, this reading and writing is not necessary. Even for that beginners, even for that learners, even for that advanced learners also, listening and speaking skills are not at all necessary. But why we are dividing this one? Because here LSRW saying about that educated people and uneducated people. Those who are able to read and write, they can go for the advanced learning. That's why in our country, we are dividing the spoken communication skills as advanced learners and beginners. Beginners are nothing but the lay people,
So you are
uneducated
saying,
people.
sir, sorry to interrupt. You are saying simply
Hmm.
for the learning the language, we don't have any skill.
Any
Just one skill is what we have to listen first. Listening practice we have to do first of all.
Yes.
After that, the opposite person are speaking with us
Hmm.
in the body language, approximately 70% of my message will be come out from the body language.
Yes.
So that's why first of all we have to observe the person and we have to listen the words. Then only what we understand we try to speak. Whatever that sentence is follow the grammatical or not grammatical, there is not a matter. First of all we should be understand. Then after we have to say something. Just now you said, is it
Yes,
sir?
yes. Okay, right. To understand something, the other people also they have to speak something.
Speak something.
You observe one thing. Those people who is completely uneducated, they went to Mumbai. Most of the people in Mumbai they used to speak that Hindi language.
Hindi language.
But this person is uneducated.
Uneducated.
He is a rickshaw puller in that Mumbai. But you observe here, what a person is doing is working in that area. Is not concentrating on Hindi language. But after some days, he can use to listen that one. He can use to speak that words also.
He can understand that
He
words.
can understand words. He can speak that words also.
They are way of
Because
movement.
by observing, by listening, by speaking only it made possible.
Very good.
And if we create one good atmosphere within the college, it might be, within the classroom, it might be, within the house, it might be, within the society, it might be. If all the people used to speak that English language, automatically everyone will attain that language.
So the
And you,
first
the person, and I, the person, we both are only speaking this English language. And if we both are speaking this English language, and it is possible to us to speak this English language, but if other people are not supporting to us, and they won't get. So that is the main reason to develop.
So viewers, you can observe here.
That's the most important.
You can observe here. Sir clearly give the best example to us. If the person didn't know about the Hindi language, but when he will go to that environment, definitely he will learn. But it will be take some time. That means we should be observe first of all what the person is speak.
Yes.
Okay. Then after we will take some time. After that, definitely we will speak without any grammatical language.
Yes.
Right,
Grammatical language is not necessary. For example, you see Tamil speaking people or Telugu speaking people, they use that Telugu language very well. But can you say that person is speaking that Telugu language very grammatically? We can't say. We can't exactly say. And of course, he cannot speak also. And with the people learning this English language as a second language only. But how it is possible to speak that language exactly alike? How it is possible to speak that grammatical language? So grammatical language is not important. Grammatical language is important to written communication skills only. But for the spoken communication skills, grammar is not at all important. To write something, to exact something, then only that grammatical language is important. And we need not worry over that grammatical language also.
So finally, what you say to the viewers, sir? Just you
So
can
first of all, they have to forget about that communication skills fear. Generally, plenty of books will be available in the society, and spoken English books and communication skills books. If you read that hundreds of the books also, language cannot be attained by you. It will be attained by you only by getting the good practice, by speaking or something else. So what's my advice to the viewers? They have to get thorough practice only. They have to create the atmosphere to speak. They have to listen something. They have to speak something. Unless they speak out something, unless they get the good practice, it is not at all possible to learn that language. So have a good atmosphere, create the good atmosphere to speak English language, and speak with them, speak out with them, forget the fear and learn the language, have confidence and face the interview, get a good life.
సో థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు కదా నాన్న మీరు. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనము ఒక ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలని చెప్పి సార్ మనకి ఈరోజు సజెస్ట్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. అండ్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనం రైట్ మాట్లాడుతున్నామా రాంగ్ మాట్లాడుతున్నామా? ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనం ఏం చేయాలి? మాట్లాడడం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి, వినడం చక్కగా వినాలి, మనం మంచి ఫ్రెండ్ సర్కిల్ని చూసుకోవాలి. లేదంటే మనకి కొన్నిసార్లు ఏంది మనకు ఎయిర్టెల్ ఆఫీస్లో మనము డైరెక్ట్ కాల్స్ డైల్ చేసి వాళ్ళతో ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడడం కూడా మనం ప్రయత్నం చేస్తూ ఉంటాము. మంచిగా ఇంగ్లీష్ మాట్లాడే ఫ్రెండ్స్ని మనం చూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ని చూజ్ చేసుకుంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇంగ్లీష్ వస్తుంది అనేది ఈరోజు మనకు ఈ వీడియో యొక్క మీనింగ్. సో థ్యాంక్ యూ. ఐ హోప్ టు దిస్ వీడియో ఇస్ వెరీ యూస్ఫుల్ టు అస్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.